Random thoughts. In this video, I'm going to read part of Sir Richard Burton's book, First Steps in East Africa, Exploration of Harar. And in this part, he's telling us about how the coffee from Harar was highly valued in Europe. And the Emir of Harar will control that market. And I found that to be very interesting. Of course, Richard Burton was a spy. He had been sent by the British to come to Harar to collect information. This is in 1850s. The British at this time were interested in capturing the port of Berbera. Uh, for some reason, they thought that that port was going to be of great value to them, but Harar was an obstacle. And the people of Harar did not like outsiders that much, especially Europeans and Turks for some reasons. And Sir Richard Burton was forced to come to Harar as an Arab merchant. And he arrived there, he stayed there for some days, and he wrote this book later on, of course, that was published in the 1850s. And in the book, he describes his journey all the way to Harar and back or out of Harar. And in this part, he talks about the coffee of Harar. Of course, he does tell us that Harar, it was a commonwealth that had a lot of commerce going on. It exported and imported a lot of stuff. And it also engaged in a lot of farming. Seems like there was a lot of farming that went on around. And that farming included the farming of coffee. And the coffee that came from Harar was so valued. And of course, like today, we say the coffee of Kenya is valued in the Western world. They think of it as very high quality coffee that is used to improve the quality of coffee from elsewhere. Seems like it was the case with the coffee of Harar. And this is what Richard Burton says about that. The coffee of Harar is too well known in the markets of Europe to require description. It grows in the gardens about the town, in greater quantities among the western Galas, and in perfection at Jarjar, a district about 7 days' journey from Harar on the Ifat road. It is said that the Emir withholds his valuable article, fearing to glut the Berbera market. He has also forbidden the Harash or the coffee cultivators to travel, lest the art of tending the trees be lost. When I visited Harar, the price per parcel of 27 pounds was a quarter of a dollar, and the hire of a camel carrying 12 parcels to Berbera was $5. The profit did not repay labor and risk. So Harar did export coffee. Seems like it was a lot of it, and Harar did have a lot of coffee, seems like. And because they had a lot of coffee, the Emir somehow played the market. This is a global market, we can say, because he mentions the coffee that was well known in Europe. And he managed the coffee, he managed or he played the market by ensuring that the supply was not too much so that there is no glut in the market. So he will manage to make sure that there is only supply that the market can take and to sustain the price, things like that. Seems to me that's what it was. And he also seems to have really had a very close watch on the farming of coffee, because it seems like it was a very valuable crop to the Commonwealth. Now, another crop that Harar was known for exporting was tobacco. And Richard Burton says, the tobacco of Harar is of a light yellow color with good flavor and might be advantageously mixed with Syrian and other growths. So the tobacco from Harar will be taken to improve the quality of tobacco from elsewhere. The aloe or Western Galas, the principal cultivators, plant it with holcus and repeat about 5 months afterwards. It is cooked for fortnight. The woody part is removed and the leaf is packed in sacks for transportation to Berbera. At Harar, men prefer it for chewing as well as smoking. Women generally use Surat tobacco. It is bought like all similar articles by the eye, and about 70 pounds are to be had for a dollar. So yeah, so tobacco was also a crop that was valued from Harar. Yeah, so Harar was a player in the global market with some of these crops and products. Those are my random thoughts.